Bonjour et bienvenue dans Rock'n'Pol, la seule émission qui mixe musique et politique. C'est le créateur du Blue Funk, un mix entre le blues, le rock et le funk. Dans ses textes, il parle d'exil, d'immigration et bien sûr de l'Afrique. Tout de suite, je vous propose de découvrir ou de redécouvrir Kezia Jones. C'est parti.
If I try to take you there, would you come with me?
Olufemi Sanya-Olu, alias Kezia Jones, est né en 68 à Lagos, au Nigeria. Guitariste surdoué, musicien iconoclaste, Kezia a fait ses premières gammes dans les pubs de Londres, mais c'est à Paris, dans le métro, qu'il est repéré. Un premier album en 1993, un disque manifeste, Blue Funk is a Fact. Le succès est immédiat avec plusieurs tubes comme Where is Life et surtout Rhythm is Love.
Rhythm is love. Hey, heaven. It's just another word for the feeling called musical.
Il y a 2 ans, il est retourné vivre à Lagos. Il défend depuis toujours l'égalité entre les peuples et puise son inspiration dans ses racines africaines. Hi Kezia.
All right, how you doing?
Bienvenue dans Rock'n'Pol.
My pleasure to be here.
Vous êtes de retour avec un nouvel album, Captain Rugged. C'est le nom bien, d'un super-héros afro que vous avez créé. Est-ce que vous pouvez nous en dire plus sur lui? Qui est-il tout simplement?
Captain Rugged is like every man. He's like the superheroic part of everybody, basically. And I find it very, very interesting because Nigerians or Africans in general survive regardless of the situation. And that's what we say rugged. And it's a slang word in Lagos when you say, boy, you're very rugged. That means you're able to function, you're able to survive regardless of any situation you're in.
Est-ce que finalement, avec cet album, vous voulez combattre tous les clichés qu'il peut y avoir sur l'Afrique, vu des gens du Nord, comme vous dites, pour qui l'Afrique se résume souvent aux guerres et à la pauvreté?
The reason why the perception of Africa has been very cliched is because the history has been written by non-African people. So nowadays, though, we're writing our own history in literature, in films, and my job as a musician is to represent where I'm from. So I try to do it through music. But you know what? It's not me that's doing it. It's Captain Rugged has come to explain and to convince the Western world or the rest of the world to look at Africa in a different way. Everybody recognizes a superhero, but no one recognizes an African superhero. It's a useful tool, it's a useful vehicle to use. Many artists have used different characters. You know, David Bowie did it, P-Funk, George Clinton did it, Sun Ra did it. And I think in using a superhero character, it's easy to use that to explain to the rest of the world what's going on. So it's Captain Rugged that's talking and doing it.
Joe's on the bass, Kane on the guitar, bust up the place, fuck up the beaters, fuck what you heard, act like you know, freaks up first, that's how we roll.
Cet engagement politique n'a rien de nouveau. J'ai envie de revenir en 1995 avec African Spacecraft. Vous parliez déjà de certains sujets graves sur l'Afrique, sur l'exil et sur les enfants soldats.
My methods of saying the same message is different now. Like I said, I'm a bit more older, a bit more mature, a bit more confident in my abilities, and much more clever in how I say that particular message.
The difference between Blue Funk and African Spacecraft is basically a case of history. We're trying to align ourselves with any African anarchists that are moving around, from who have listened to the lyrics of Fela Kuti or have understood exactly what the noise was in Jimi Hendrix's guitar.
African Spacecraft was like 25, 24, you know, very intense, you know, very serious about everything. I don't think music like that works. I think, like, you know, I can listen to a message when you present it to me in a way that I can easily consume. And that's why we did it this way with a superhero character. At the same time, we also managed to make a graphic novel to get people into the story of Lagos, into the city of Lagos, to look at Lagos just like you look at New York or Cuba, you know, or Brazil. It's a vibrant city, and I think that my methods now are just better than before. Nowadays, the world is more and more globalized, so it's easier to get those messages across, especially if you use humor. So yeah, same message, different tools.
It's more efficient, c'est plus efficace.
Much more, much more.
I'm here to talk about Mr. Patrick Okarafor. In prison for a crime he says he never committed. He was 14 when he was arrested. He says he was tortured and his teeth pulled out with pliers. The thing is, Patrick should never have been sentenced to death because he was a child. It was a child under the age of 18 at the time of the crime for which he was convicted.
En 2009, vous êtes engagé avec Amnesty International pour sauver Patrick Okoro-Afor qui était en prison. Il fallait faire quelque chose à ce moment-là de sérieux. Il faut aussi pouvoir avoir des actions sérieuses en tant qu'artiste.
Yeah, I think that for me it was quite an important thing to do because in Nigeria there's a lot of people like Patrick in jail, you know, because there's no real clear rule of law. Some people are in jail for longer than they should be there for. And I was approached by Amnesty.
Still now? Still now?
Yeah, much more. Even though it's a democracy. You know, I was approached by Amnesty International and about this particular guy, and his story was just ridiculous. He was like a young kid, everything got mixed up, and he was just left there. And I think finally everything was okay. He finally got out. So I was able to support it because like it made a lot of sense to me as a Nigerian to say, well, I can use my notoriety in the Western world to put a spotlight on this particular guy. So it was a very, very beautiful thing to do, and I'm happy it actually turned out okay. But there's a lot of people in that situation, a lot more, and I hope I can do some more, you know.
C'est une dernière question, Kezia. Est-ce qu'il serait possible d'avoir une chanson qui t'a marqué par son engagement politique, quelque chose qui t'a marqué peut-être au début ou peut-être plus récemment?
Well, I mean, the very, very simple one, the very, very obvious one, would be something like someone like John Lennon, Imagine.
Imagine all the people living for today.
Imagine all the people living in peace. Imagine there's no religion, imagine there's no heaven, imagine there's no hell. Clearly, if you use your imagination, we can get beyond all our beliefs and all our conditioning to get to the real clear level of understanding everybody else. That song, Imagine by John Lennon, says it.
With a universal message again.
Totally.
Thank you very much for being
All
there.
right, my brother.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very much.
Cheers, man.
Retrouvez l'intégralité de ce Rock and Poll et tous les bonus sur la page Facebook de l'émission. Et pour écouter la playlist de Kezia Jones, rendez-vous sur spotify.fr. À bientôt.